Have you ever wondered about the development of Tokimitsu in PXG? What kind of player would he become? How would this affect the match between Bastard Munchen and PXG? Continue watching this video to find out. Tokimitsu is an introverted forward who when first introduced was ranked as the number 3 player in the second selection and is one of the remaining contenders of bluelock. Currently, he is playing for PXG with Itoshi Rin and Shido. Despite his muscular build, Tokimitsu has a very meek personality, while also suffering from a distinct lack of self-confidence, leading to moments of anxiety when he is required to perform, although this anxiety seems to lessen when he is in position to score a goal. However, whenever he isn't overwhelmed with stress or anxiety, he is a friendly guy that expresses joy and excitement towards things like winning a match or hanging out with others. He is also a football facts nerd, being able to provide facts and information about a whole range of different footballers. Who knows, this might even come in handy for Tokimitsu when playing certain players that he is already familiar with. By being able to know what other players are capable of, he seems to be physically capable of stopping them before they know it. Tokimitsu's greatest weapon is his physical strength, which is among the top in bluelock. He has been compared to a muscle bullet by Yoichi Isagi, and even someone as strong as Baro can barely budge him in a direct contest of physical strength. This level of strength allows Tokimitsu to use his shoulder to charge past an opponent or to block them off from the ball, making him a good target to hold the ball and set up further plays. Another weapon Tokimitsu has is his unlimited stamina. During a high-level match, whereas most players would sooner or later begin to feel the burn of the endgame, Tokimitsu is an exception in that his stamina allows him to continue to operate at almost full capacity. It was during the second selection where Rin took advantage of this weapon to break through the white team's formation, with Tokimitsu only being stopped by desperate and illegal tackles from both Chigiri and Baro. Tokimitsu's unlimited stamina makes him a formidable opponent, especially in the late stages of a match, which might come into play in the final chapters of the Bastard Munchen vs PXG match. With these weapons, he could be a great defensive midfielder for the U20 team. However, it is hard to tell if he is currently even getting minutes in PXG, as he is not even part of the top 20 of the bidding. However, this could still change considering the fact that PXG are still a game behind. So it's possible that he just hasn't shined yet or created much impact during their first game against the Ubers. If you're enjoying this video so far, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to let me know that you want more videos just like this. Let's talk about his key moments during the second selection and analyze them a bit, since this arc was pretty much the only arc where we can get more information about Tokimitsu. In the match between Isagi, Bachira, and Nagi against the top 3, we were introduced to the power and potential of these monsters. Tokimitsu's first real highlight was when he was up against Bachira in a 1v1. Here, we were able to see his potential as a defensive midfielder. Because of his lack of self-confidence, he decides to blitz Bachira and take the ball away from him. However, Bachira would easily get past him despite his increase in speed. Tokimitsu then somehow recovers and catches up to Bachira. Despite his crazy dribbling, Tokimitsu was able to keep up with Bachira and stop him in a one-on-one showdown. The flaw here is that he was too slow to react due to him overthinking because of his lack of self-confidence. In the early part of the second selection, he should be able to get away with that, but with players evolving in the Neo Egoist League, they should be able to take advantage of Tokimitsu's mistakes. Aside from his great defense, he also has intense offense with his agility and strength. He can easily charge through almost anyone with his shoulder to score a goal, except for Adam Blake, who we've seen has overpowered Tokimitsu. We then don't see much of Tokimitsu in the first match as Rin decides to bring it up a gear and end the match quickly. Moving on to Tokimitsu's second match, which was Isagi's rematch against the top 3, we see a bit more of Tokimitsu as he finally gets matched up against someone his own size, or so we thought. As Tokimitsu and Baro race for the ball, Baro could not even budge Tokimitsu with this insane core. With Baro starting to creep in, Tokimitsu would decide to pass the ball. However, what do you think would have happened if he was confident enough to take on Baro in this situation? With Tokimitsu's strength, it should allow him to have decent ball keeping by keeping defenders away from the ball with his body. However, this might be more effective during one-on-ones. If he gets double-teamed, he would need the confidence to pull something more from his bag or make proper use of the rest of his limbs. Lastly, with the game tied 3-3, everybody would seem exhausted including Tokimitsu. However, his looks shouldn't deceive you as he literally has unlimited stamina, as he was able to keep up with Rin and perform back and forth passes. This would then dismantle the exhausted formation and allow Tokimitsu to break free and potentially take the lead. However, Baro and Chigiri were left with no choice but to foul him and get a yellow card, as they are not capable of keeping up with him. With this, Tokimitsu was able to get a free kick out of it and allow Rin to score a goal. His stamina will surely be a problem for Bastard Munchen during the final crucial moments of the match. As the header says, Tokimitsu seems to be extremely underrated considering his physical build. I would say that he has had the best build from the start. However, I can't say whether or not he still does until I see how he has developed. I believe that he has a ton of potential considering that he was the number 3 player for a while in the second selection. I think that Tokimitsu would be able to do way better if he wasn't teamed up with Rin. I'm not saying that he would cruise through the second selection, but he would be able to develop more as an individual player if he went through a different path. Take note that Tokimitsu was either the top scorer on his team in the first selection or that his team reached the top 2 in the building. However, I am more inclined to believe that his team was just able to make it. It's a shame that we weren't able to see Tokimitsu during the U20 match, as his physical prowess and unlimited stamina would have been very useful against the more mature U20 players. He's just so underrated that he wasn't even in this PXG artwork. We got Nanase instead. With Julian Loki as PXG's master striker, he could heavily influence the playstyles of the players that we know of, especially Zantetsu, as they are both speedsters. However, there's one factor that separates the development of Tokimitsu from the rest. We all know that Tokimitsu is also pretty fast and has an incredible build. This would be a great chance for Loki to be able to teach him how to use it up to its maximum potential. However, Loki's personality is what will make the greatest difference in Tokimitsu's development. As a young, kind, and confident prodigy, he could change the way Tokimitsu sets his mind to on the field. If Loki can help Tokimitsu to stay calm and believe in his abilities, this would be a big problem for Bastard Munchen. I'm assuming that when the match comes, Tokimitsu might still be a bit wobbly and seem the same. However, later on in the match, he might enter a flow state that allows him to keep calm and confident. If we add on the fact that he has unlimited stamina, it's not looking like anybody can stop this guy. Speaking about trying to stop this guy, let's move on to the final topic. When we go back to the second selection, there was basically nobody who was able to stop Tokimitsu. Not even Baro, honestly. Baro would either get easily destroyed or Tokimitsu would end up passing the ball up due to his lack of self-confidence. When we take a look at Raichi, I would want to say that he might have a chance considering his high 1v1 percentage in duels. As a defensive midfielder chosen by Noel Noah, he definitely has potential. Raichi also has immense stamina and is not one to give up. This would certainly make it an interesting matchup, especially if Tokimitsu ends up not evolving as much. The physically strongest player in Bastard Munchen aside from Noel Noah would have to be Kunigami. With his intense training in the wildcard, he might actually have the upper hand against Tokimitsu in terms of strength. However, Kunigami's lack of defensive technique might be what separates the both of them in a 1v1 matchup. Next up, we have Igarashi the GOAT. With Tokimitsu's brute strength, Igarashi might be able to draw out a few fouls that could give them an advantage, or he could just be riding the bench as always. Lastly, I think that Tokimitsu's own mistakes could potentially lead to his downfall. After building up so much confidence, he could lose it all after making a crucial mistake. The fact that both Rin and Shido are on the same team would end up being a nightmare for Tokimitsu. To sum it all up, Tokimitsu is a player who has a lot of potential that might blossom in PXG with the help of Julian Loki. If he does end up gaining confidence, who knows how much stronger he would be. Despite this, I do not think that he will be unstoppable. What do you think happened to Tokimitsu's development in PXG? Would he finally reach his true potential? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have other what if ideas that you would like to see, let me know down in the comments. Have you ever wondered what would have happened if Isagi had Kaiser Impact? Check this video out right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Thank you for watching.